Hi, kindergarten. So we are starting our first project. We just watched the video on the different kinds of lines um, with that catchy song. And now we're going to look at this example sheet. It is also on Schoology. But this kind of shows different examples of lines. So we have our dotted line up at the top, okay, where it's a line and then a space, a line and a space. And this could be a circle and a space and a circle and a space. It could be a duck and then a space and then another duck and a space and another duck. Basically, it's something that makes your eye follow the direction of these spaced out lines, even though it's not a straight line or a diagonal straight line like these. Your eye still follows these even though there's spaces in between. We have the scribble, which is kind of the crazy, and we're going to talk a lot about that as we listen to music. This is going to be a loud, crazy part of the song where a straight line might be a very quiet, kind of nothing really going on, one little background noise, more calm, where this is loud, banging, crazy music. Then we have our wavy or our curvy line. And I say it's wavy or curvy because there's no points. Everything's smooth, lots of nice hills that you would be able to run up and run down. Where we have a zigzag line, the zigzag, this is like climb, 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 get to the top. And this one you might even fall all the way down. Where the curve or the wavy line, this is a lot smoother. Okay? A zigzag only has points, where the wavy has lots of smooth curves. No smooth curves on here. It's up and then straight down, up, straight down, creating all of these points. The loop line. The loop line, you go up and you come down, but you go over that other line. This is probably one of the hardest lines to do, especially as a kindergarten, because you want to almost go into the same one and kind of stay as a circle, and you need to move across the paper. So as you're making those loops, you got to keep moving. And if you don't keep moving, you're going to go back into other loops and almost go backwards. The cloud, you could think of as almost, if you made a straight line of these would be like fish scales. And if you go in a circular motion all the way back to where you started, then you would make a cloud. But basically, these are curvy lines that end with points. And then we have our horizontal straight line. We have our vertical, meaning up and down, this side to side. And then we have our diagonal straight line, which means that this would be straight, this would be a diagonal. Think of it as walking up a hill. There has to be a slant. Okay. So for this activity, you're going to have this in front of you, or if you're virtual, you'll have it maybe in another screen. You'll just click on the picture and have it there with you. But I'm going to take this and move it off to the side. For this, you are going to be using a crayon. I'm not going to tell you what color to use. I just want you to use one of the colors that you have. So I picked black just because it's a nice dark color that everyone can see. And I'm not going to use black and red and orange, just one color. Okay. Now at home, you could just kind of imagine music or turn on the radio, or if there's a song that has slow parts and fast parts and crazy parts and then calming parts, play that song, and I want you just to kind of fill up the whole paper with the line. You can make a line and then you can pick up your crayon and you can start somewhere else, or you can just constantly go all over the place as you listen to the songs. Now, I'm not going to play a song because I want to kind of talk about how it would look if you were listening to music and there was a fast part. So if I start maybe on the side, and there's kind of a quiet part. That might look like a nice horizontal straight line. And then if someone hits a drum, it might go up. Okay, and then it might kind of get crazy. And then I might get to one side and I might take a little break. And then I might hear another part of the song that is kind of back and forth using the same kind of sounds. So then I would use a curvy line. Okay. But I also could just keep going. And then there might be a really crazy part of the song that there's screaming or loud banging or drums, right? And then that would look more like that. Then there might be kind of this little rhythm or beat sound that kind of maybe a nice little shaker or one note on a guitar that goes and stops and goes and stops. Maybe I have that. Maybe there is another kind of craziness that happens with where I might do a zigzag. Okay. And you'll notice as I'm working, okay, I'm filling up my whole paper. We want this whole paper not to be solid black, but to have lots of different kinds of lines. If the song stops and you look at it and you say, you know what, I really wish I had some other designs on here or some other lines, you can do that. So maybe I want to add a straight line on here. Maybe I want to add one of those kind of castle-y lines. What we want with this project is just to introduce you to different kinds of lines. Maybe I want to add a loop line. Okay, so really big loops, and I'm making that loop and going across the paper. And then I look, I got a little bit of white spots here. Maybe this is where I add a spiral. Maybe I want to add a spiral in the middle, and maybe I push a little harder. We'll see if I can still see that. Yep. Let's see. Maybe I add a cloud line. So this has the curve and the pointy. Okay. And you're going to go either until your song is done or until you like how it looks. And they might look really nice and neat, or because of the song you're listening to and there's crazy screaming or loud banging, maybe you got kind of crazy with the scribbles like I did. But either way, we have our piece of paper. It's filled with our different kinds of lines, and I used one color. And so that is the end of the first step. So nice job.